I was folding Noah's school shirts when I heard the suitcase hit the bedroom floor upstairs. The sound echoed through our small house in Cedar Hills like a door slamming shut on something I was unready to lose. At 67, I had learned to trust the quiet instinct that told me when trouble was coming. I placed the neatly pressed shirt on the couch and climbed the stairs. The door to Eric's room was wide open. He was packing like someone fleeing a fire. Clothes tossed into a black duffel. His work laptop sat open on the unmade bed. Tabs glowed, airline sites, bank pages, job listings, going somewhere. I asked. Business trip, last-minute thing? That was a lie. Eric worked in tech support. He grabbed his shaving kit and knocked over a picture frame photo of Linda, his late wife, holding newborn Noah. The glass cracked. Eric didn't stop, didn't even flinch. Eric, stop. Talk to me. He finally looked at me. No guilt, just a strange kind of relief. I'm leaving, Mom. I should have done it a long time ago. What about Noah? He's better off with you. He always has been. He zipped the bag. The sound final and sharp. It was an arrest. That night, the house felt heavier than usual. Noah looked up from his homework, saw the suitcase, and simply asked, "Going somewhere, Dad?" When Eric said he needed time away, Noah just nodded. No questions, no tears, just acceptance. That was what scared me the most. Couldn't sleep. Then I heard it, a faint, rhythmic clicking, computer keys being pressed, too steady, too fast for casual browsing. I slipped on my robe and walked down the hall to Noah's room. Light bled from under his door. "Noah, it's past midnight," I said softly. "Come in, Grandma," he replied without hesitation. I found him at his desk, fully dressed, surrounded by open notebooks, printed papers, and his laptop glowing. His face was calm, focused. "What are you doing up so late?" "Research," he said. "I'm tracing Dad's digital trail." I blinked. "His what?" "It's been acting strange for weeks. Secret phone calls, closing his laptop when I walk in, moving money between accounts." I started paying attention. I moved closer and looked at what he had. Bank statements, emails, transaction logs, all annotated. "Noah, where did you get these?" "Dad reuses the same password for everything." I guessed it. It's the year he and Mom got married. "That's not legal." "It's not illegal if you walk through a door someone left open," Noah said matter-of-factly. "What exactly are you looking for?" "Proof that he didn't just walk away from us, that he stole from us long before he packed that suitcase." Noah clicked into a document with my name at the top. My savings account showed $12. "Grandma, I think Dad's been draining our accounts for months. And I think it's worse than that." He handed me another statement, this time from his education savings account. It should have had over $43,000 in it. It now showed zero. "No," I whispered. "It was protected." "Not anymore," Noah said. "Not anymore," Noah said. "Dad moved it to his checking account 3 weeks ago. Then it disappeared." "Where did it go?" "That's what I've been tracking." He moved it again to a secondary account under a different name, but I traced the IP address used for the transfer. It matches someone named Jenny Torres. "Who is she?" "She works at a financial firm in downtown Springfield." "She's not just Dad's girlfriend. He's his accomplice." He clicked through to a social media page. Jenna smiled at us from a beach photo. "She's been helping Dad move money around, create new accounts, apply for loans using our identities." I felt dizzy. This wasn't just betrayal, it was criminal. "How do you even know all this?" I watched him closely and I studied. I learned about tracing digital footprints, forums, videos. People like Dad leave breadcrumbs. You just have to know where to look. He clicked open a folder named Evidence. Inside were dozens of files and records. "Who are these people?" I asked, pointing to a list of strangers. "Victims, 17 of them so far. All seniors, all clients of Jenna. She's been siphoning money from their retirement accounts, and Dad's been helping her." I pressed a hand over my mouth. "Grandma, they didn't just steal from us. They built a whole operation using other people's trust, and someone needs to stop them." I stared at my grandson. This boy I'd raised. This boy who still brushed his teeth with bubblegum toothpaste was preparing to bring down 2 financial criminals. And somehow I believed he could. Noah didn't wait for permission. He had already declared war, while I was still trying to grasp the depth of what Eric and Jenna had done. Noah was 10 steps ahead, strategizing, documenting, anticipating their next moves. "I've submitted fraud alerts," he said calmly over breakfast the next morning. Toast in one hand, manila folder in the other. Filed complaints with the State Banking Commission. Sent an anonymous tip to Jenna's compliance department at Bridgefield Capital. Be on their radar within a day. "You did all that last night?" He nodded as if it were no more impressive than finishing his math homework. "And today I'll start helping the victims." The victims, they need to know what happened. That their money isn't lost, it's stolen. "Noah, you're 13. Exactly. No one suspects me. No one thinks a kid could do this. That's why it works." That afternoon, Noah received confirmation. Jenna Torres had been placed on administrative leave. By the following morning, Eric's primary and secondary accounts were frozen. He called in a panic. "Mom, something's wrong. Someone's targeting me and Jenna. Our accounts are locked. Our job's gone." "And what did you say to them? That I didn't know anything? That it was a misunderstanding? Is it?" He was silent, then desperate. "Okay, we were going to pay it all back. Once the investment hit, we'd return everything." But Noah had already seen the truth. There was no investment. Just manipulation, theft, and a fantasy of escape built on other people's suffering. Noah clicked through more documents that evening, tracking the ripple effects in real time. Loan applications denied, lease offers revoked. "They're boxed in," he said quietly. "Now we wait for the next move." The confidence in his voice chilled me. This wasn't just about us anymore. It was about justice. 3 days later, the kitchen phone rang. "It's caller ID. Eric Green? Mom, we need to talk right now." His voice was strained, nervous, scared. "Everything's falling apart. Jenna got fired. My accounts are frozen. The police were at the motel asking questions about identity theft. Mom, someone's coming after us. They know everything." I glanced upstairs where Noah was supposedly doing homework, but I could hear the quiet tapping of keys. "What exactly do they know, Eric?" "Too much. Someone's been tracking our emails, our bank transfers, even phone records. They sent Jenna's boss a complete file. This isn't just exposure. This is sabotage. They're dismantling us piece by piece." "Eric, maybe it's not sabotage. Maybe it's just consequences. How do you know about them?" Key asked, referring to the 17 victims. "I know because you left digital fingerprints everywhere. You weren't careful? Digital fingerprints." His voice shifted. "Suspicious, Mom? How do you even know that term? Someone's feeding you information, aren't they?" I glanced at Noah's notebook on the table. In thick pen, it read police ETA for 10 minutes. He slid it across to me silently. "Eric, you and Jenna were sloppy. You thought you could disappear, but you didn't cover your tracks. You left the door wide open." He started to panic. "Mom, listen to me. Whoever is behind this, they're dangerous. They're destroying our lives. We're running out of options." "That's not sabotage, Eric. That's accountability." The line went quiet. In the background, I could hear voices. Then a knock. A voice announced. "Police, open the door." Eric's tone dropped. "They're here." The last thing I heard before the call disconnected was the sound of handcuffs. Noah leaned back in his chair, calm as ever. "That's the arrest. Is it over?" Noah shook his head. "The arrests are over. But the recovery is just beginning." 6 months later, I came home to find Noah pacing in the front hallway, envelope in hand, eyes bright. He handed me the envelope from the district attorney's office. Restitution payment authorized $18,400. They liquidated Jenna's car, her jewelry, and a few investments she made with stolen money. "Grandma, we're getting back almost half of what Dad took. It's not just us, Grandma," he said. Mrs. Patterson got back $12,000. Mr. Reed recovered his full pension. 17 families are finally getting something back. And your father? 5 years in federal prison. He pled guilty to avoid a longer sentence. How do you feel about that? It's not about revenge, it's about consequences. He didn't just hurt us, he hurt people who trusted him. This was never going to end with an apology. He pulled out his laptop. The screen lit up with a clean professional website. Safeguard, protecting families from financial fraud. I've been working on it for months. We've helped 12 families so far, covering money, filing reports, understanding their rights. The site had testimonials, resource guides. At the bottom, in small letters, founder, Noah Green, Certified Financial Crime Prevention Specialist. Certified by who? National Association of Financial Crime Investigators. Took the course online. Passed the exam last month. Almost 14? And are you making money from this? Enough to help with bills and to start rebuilding my college fund? But honestly, Grandma, I'm not doing it for the money. I'm doing it because I know what it feels like to be stolen from by someone you trust. And I know what it feels like to fight back. Noah stood tall in our small kitchen, not a boy anymore. He didn't just survive what his father did. He built something better from the ashes. The phone rang on a Thursday afternoon while I was grading essays at the kitchen table. Caller ID, Springfield Correctional Facility. I froze. It had been months since Eric's sentencing. We hadn't spoken since the day he was arrested. The phone kept ringing 6 times. Then it went to voicemail. 2 minutes later, it rang again. Springfield Correctional Facility. I stared at the screen, could almost hear his voice, pleading, explaining, rewriting history in real time. I imagined him sitting in a gray-walled booth, hoping I would still be the one to rescue him. But I didn't pick up. I reached out, pressed the power button, and turned the phone off. Bridges, once burned, don't get rebuilt. Some forgiveness has to be earned, not begged for. And some consequences are meant to last exactly as long as the damage they caused. Upstairs, I heard Noah's voice through the thin walls. He was on a Zoom call with a family from Oregon. Their teenage grandson had been stealing Social Security checks from his grandmother. Noah was guiding them through how to file a report. Calm, clear, steady. Not just surviving, but helping others survive too. I sat quietly for a moment, listening. The boy my son left behind had grown into something extraordinary. A protector, a voice, a kind of justice I never imagined could come from someone so young. Then I turned back to my papers and kept grading. There was still work to do. And the world, as Noah had shown me, still needed people willing to do it. That night, after dinner, Noah sat across from me at the table. He was taller, more sure of himself. Still polite, still gentle, still my boy, but changed. I asked him something I hadn't dared to ask before. Noah, are you happy? He didn't answer right away. He thought about it. Then he nodded. I'm proud, Grandma, of what we survived, of what I've built, of how strong we are now. Dad thought leaving would break us, but it showed us what we're made of. He stood up, kissed my forehead, and went to finish his homework. I stayed behind, sitting in the stillness of our small kitchen. We had moved to a smaller house across town, cheaper, easier to manage. But it felt more like home than the old Victorian ever did. I had gone back to substitute teaching a few days a week, not for money, but because I missed the kids. And Noah. Noah had become someone people looked up to. He still made honor roll, still helped with dinner, still kissed me goodnight. But now he also spoke at community centers, advised families on fraud protection, and worked with local police departments on cybercrime education, all before his 14th birthday. Eric thought he was leaving behind a burden. He never imagined he was abandoning the one person smart enough, strong enough, and brave enough to bring him down, and not out of revenge, but out of responsibility. Because real family doesn't walk away when things get hard. Real family stands up, fights back, and makes sure no one else has to suffer the same way again. If this story meant something to you, let us know in the comments. And if you believe that quiet strength is the loudest justice, like and share. Someone out there needs to hear this. Maybe today is their turn to fight back, too.